What's up, guys? Paul here. So I'm super excited today because we got Matt Leitz, and what he's actually been doing in the internet marketing space is something that I have yet to adapt, right? And I'm going to slap myself on the hand because this is something that everybody who's in internet marketing needs. If you've got an email list or if you're doing any form of marketing in any way, then this is something that you need. So I'll give him an intro and then we'll go straight in. But basically, Matt is a serial entrepreneur and he specializes in business automation. So over the past decade, he's built several 7-figure and 8-figure passive income businesses. And more importantly, he's helped thousands of companies and startups make more money while taking their time back. And what we're going to talk about is bots. Okay, so if you haven't got a chatbot, or if you're thinking about getting a chatbot, then you obviously want to stay tuned because this is what we're going to be digging into. We're obviously going to dig into Matt's past like we normally do and find out, what his journey was. But one of the things I do want to point out before we get started, that if you've ever heard of a company called ManyChat, right, which is the one that most people use for their bots, Matt was actually hired by ManyChat, okay, and he actually built their chatbot. So, hey, Matt, how's it going, man? It's really...
What's up, mate?
It's a real honor and a privilege to have you on the show. So yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Oh yeah, let's kick some butt today, man. Excited to give some value. It's gonna be fun.
So cool. Yeah. So again, I have to slap myself on the hand. I haven't got a chatbot. Before we get into that, I'd really like to know a little bit about you and your journey and sort of how you got, because everybody who comes into internet marketing or digital marketing has a life before, right? They always come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I really like to connect with because, everybody's story is different. So I'm just curious, where is it that you kind of sort of found your way into this world?
Right. It's kind of funny. I think it was only about a year or two ago, I actually started calling myself an internet marketer, to be completely blunt. It doesn't matter what kind of business you start. I've had a few successes along the, obviously you mentioned the highlights. What you didn't mention is the trail of failures along the way. So, started out in multi-level marketing. Then I started a t-shirt company, which is very creative. Like nobody ever does that for the first business. Yeah. And just various things. Probably the most significant failure that I had along the way is I started a company called boardgames.com, which obviously was no small play to acquire that domain name, and just drove that one into the ground. So, I mean, I like to point more of what I've screwed up along the way. But, like you said, if you're doing marketing, so basically, I should just say if you have a business, because if you have a business, you sure as hell better be doing marketing. And, obviously we're going to talk about some cool, unique sort of forward-thinking strategies when we talk about bots. But, I don't think they're going to be watching your podcast or videos unless they realize that they better be focusing on marketing. So, yeah. But I guess, how do we get into this bot world? I owned a few companies, in the real estate education space. Only had one that kind of hit the 8-figure mark that you're talking about. And specifically when, because bots aren't new, I don't want to say that, this new trend of bots, they've already had their hype cycle that's already kind of come and gone. And we had a team of marketers. I always call them the kids because they're all younger than me. And they're like, Matt, we should get a bot, bots are the coolest thing. And I was just like, we don't need a bot. Bots are stupid. We're a customer support company, right? We're never going to replace that, and I shot it down. And it wasn't until I got into ManyChat, and truthfully, I was late to the party. Like I was not one of the early trailblazers, but it just so happened, to give myself a little credit, I had become an automation sort of whiz, not because I'm smart, because really it doesn't take any. Here's the thing about automation. I like to separate it from technology. You don't have to know a dang thing about technology to do automation. I mean, literally, if you can drag around boxes and connect them with arrows and you have an imagination, then you can do automation. And at the time, that company, we were using Infusionsoft, and out of necessity, after hiring consultant after consultant, the best in the world, and they all screwed it up, and none of them could really make my vision a reality, because I did have the creative component of what I wanted to achieve. I mastered Infusionsoft, and I was able to wrap my head around, if somebody does this, then they lead to this, and then they go here. So when I got into ManyChat, that week they built what they call their flow builder. And if you're familiar with ManyChat, this is where you build your bots. If you're not, it's why ManyChat is you need to use. It's the best. And the flow allows you to create these interactive, customizable experiences using ManyChat. So when we got started, it was the very first week that launched. And I looked around and I'm just like, there ain't nobody that's going to beat us in this if we're starting from the start line at the same time. And just dove into it, man. You know, the board game business was fledgling a little bit, so I sold out of it and dove into the bots. And then fate would have it, about a month later, I ran into the CEO and founder of ManyChat at a conference. Purely out of ignorance, I realized that we were building bots really differently than anybody else in the world was. Just because I didn't see any reason why a bot couldn't really have a real conversation and have adaptive, you know, not AI. I don't know a damn thing about AI and don't think you need to know AI to do chatbots. But we did conceive a way to make bots conversational using ManyChat. And I'll quick story at Traffic and Conversion Summit, which I'm sure your listeners are familiar with, probably the premier conference, at least in North America, for internet marketing.
Yeah.
It was the year that ManyChat was like the talk of the town, and you know how it is when somebody's the cool kid, there's always the crowd around them. And I waited my turn in line, and you know, I walked up to Mike and I just, you know, said, thank you for making an awesome tool. And I explained what we did, and he looked at me and he's like, for real? He's like, could you show me that? And this is just a testament. And I took a lot away from this. Here's the guy that's the coolest guy in town that should be off talking to important people, right? And I am, you know, he doesn't know my background or who I am. He just knows I'm a ManyChat user that's got some creative ideas.
Yeah.
And we went and we found a little nook in the bar, right? Just kind of got away. He had a notebook, and I think it was for hours, Paul. I mean, literally for hours. He just took notes on how we were using ManyChat.
Yeah.
And to this day, there's not one feature request that we've made to ManyChat that they haven't fulfilled. The lesson here, obviously, that ManyChat is awesome, but that, like, when you see Mike Yang, the CEO of ManyChat, he's not that guy. I mean, he's become a good speaker now, but he wasn't that sort of like, you know, like outgoing A-type personality. He was somebody that really listened to the customer, and they just made their product first. And because of that, they won. And they've got over 1 million active users now. And, you know, needless to say, to bring this long story to an end, it was a pretty big honor when they came to us and they said, hey, would you be willing to build our chatbot for us? So,
wow. That's incredible. I love moments like that where you find that person and you have that synergy. And like you say, hours will go by, won't they? When you have those moments in life. And you were probably the most exciting person. Like for you, it was like, wow, this is the guy from ManyChat.
Unbelievable.
But from him, it was like, this is what I need to hear. This is what you know, he would sit down and listen to you for hours because he knew that, you know,
with a notebook, but
he was in development. He was like, hang on a minute, this is, and
no matter how much everybody was telling this guy, you know, like, oh, you're the greatest, you're the greatest, you're the greatest. Like, here I am saying, dude, this needs work over here, and this is kind of messed up, and we had to do this in order to get this to work. Yeah. And he's like, you know, so really a major lesson in leadership. But also at that moment, I just knew it was like, if we could just, you know, we'll just ride the coattails of this company, you know, and this was long before they hired us, but we're with them. Wherever they're going, we're going. And in the end, here's the thing about bots that you really want to drive home to people, because I think I've had the opposite perspective. Everybody else got hyped about the initial hype, and I was like, right. And then the hype wore off, and I'm like, whoa, you know, because there's a lot, like, people, for example, Paul, oh, you can't send broadcast messages, you know, to you know, they've changed the rules. Oh, you know, the sky is falling. I say, well, first of all, that's good news, because that means that this platform might actually exist in 6 months, because spammers aren't going to be able to spam. Yeah. But the reality of it is, just because the bots that we built, you know, we were able to kind of find some special sauce. And then what was really cool at the time was that Facebook used to rank all the bots in a bot directory, and our bots always went to the top right away. So we got a lot of subscribers from that. Yeah. So what we realized really quickly is, this is not going to be a tool for mass spam scamming people, right? It's just when you're sending hundreds of thousands of messages at a time, it's not like Facebook Messenger sat around and said, hey, how can we make a platform so marketers could spam the crap out of people? That's not their intention at all. But I can tell you now, and depending on when you're watching this video, we were one of the first 5 companies to be invited to participate in bots opening slowly on Instagram. And I just, and it's like this in any industry. Right? It's like when everybody's hyped, you got to be skeptical. And when that hype starts to wear down, well, what happens? Well, it's like the professionals that come in and do things right? Well, all the rest of the people, because here's the thing, is at this point, everybody's heard about bots and passed on them, or tried to build a bot, gone in there and gone, what the hell am I going to do with this? This is, because when you're starting from scratch, man, it ain't easy. Have you gotten a ManyChat account? You mentioned that you're not using them, but have you gone in there?
Here's the thing, like we're obviously listening to your story. I think I probably built a bot before you, because I don't think ManyChat. I actually always say ManyChat, but it's ManyChat, isn't it? I don't think ManyChat existed. I actually built my first bot on something called Chatfuel. Yeah. And I don't think, I might be wrong. I might be it doesn't really matter. But the fact is that I built this first bot. And I could see the potential, right? Because obviously going to obviously some of you guys who don't even know what the hell we're talking about. A chatbot basically goes to your messenger, right? So
that would have been a good place to start. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But I just wanted to throw that in. I think most people do know, but I just wanted to throw that in just in case there's, some people are kind of like, what's a bot, man? Well, is that the thing behind me? Yes, but it's not what we're talking about. But the fact, So obviously it goes to Messenger. Now, when something goes to Messenger, the open rates are typically 90 to 100% because your friends contact you in Messenger. So you obviously get that open rate. So I could see the potential of this, but I also initially, straight away, I started to see spam as a massive risk, because if you get spam in your inbox, quite often your inbox in your email, right? I mean, you can confirm or deny anything that you think I'm right or wrong here, but this is kind of my initial thoughts when I first saw it. If you get the spam in your inbox of your account, your Gmail account starts to work that out pretty quickly, and it puts it into another tab and you never see it.
For sure.
Right? And if you open those or you don't open those, but whereas Messenger, now it has a spam filter and it's getting more advanced. But back in the day, it was going to Messenger, right? And not only that, you would have to press stop, right, to stop people. And then you could block people, but you had to figure out how to do it. I had to figure out how to do it when I was getting bombarded with loads of different things. And I could see obviously that this was going to be a potential risk. And I initially thought this wouldn't be around for very long. In all honesty, I thought this is going to be
and that's why I say I encourage Facebook taking control, because everybody love them or hate them. Here's the thing is Facebook, and people complain about ads, which tells me they don't know a dang thing about business, because okay, cool. Do you think they're not the American Red Cross? They're not, They got to pay the bills. But it's the thing about it is that I like everything that they've done. And I had a very rare privilege. And I think I'm sounding like a cool guy right now. The reality is I'm not. I'm just a guy that's been hustling for years and years. And if you hustle long enough, you kind of get yourself in the right situation. But I had the opportunity to go to Palo Alto, California, to work with some members of the Facebook Messenger team on their development and their decisions in terms of where they were going to take the product.
Cool.
And I've been a fan of everything that they've done, from the get-go. And now what they're doing with Instagram, they want to make it keep it a good experience. But here's why. And so you're thinking, well, why should I, the initial sale by internet marketers was great open rates and all that kind of stuff. And I, from the get-go, said, that's cool. That's like a little bonus, right? What matters is here you've got the largest platforms in the world. And soon bots won't even have to depend on them, but we'll get there later. I got some insight from the guy at Google. But the thing is that's where data lives. And a bot, what's the beautiful thing of a bot is if you're listening to this, you need to build an email list.
Yeah. Right.
I don't care what people say. People say email's dead. No, it's not dead. We make millions of dollars a year from email. Like, it ain't going nowhere. the thing is that if you're smart and you build a good bot, you not only create a great conversational experience, but you extract their email with one click and you extract their phone number with one click. Like we see on average 72% email opt-in rate.
Yeah,
we get that. I mean, and granted, it's not really fair to look at our opt-in rates because we spend a lot of money on cold traffic. But if we're doing 25% on an opt-in rate on the landing page to cold traffic, we're happy. Like for us, that's like great. But I mean, compare that to 72% in a bot, and it's really night and day. So the reality of it is, don't listen to the hype cycle, right? Look at the very few people, and I'll be honest, Paul, not just to toot my own home, but there's very few people that truly get it. There's some people that are still kind of holding on to that old messaging of why bots are significant and why bots matter.
Yeah.
Why they truly matter, because it's not going to be about the platform, man. Right. This is what I saw very early on. Hell, I knew from Messenger's own mouth the regulations that were going to come before the regulations came. So I wasn't like surprised at all. And in fact, at the end of this, we're going to tell people how they can get a hold of our bots if they want to. What we do is we basically built the best bot in the world. And rather than just giving people training courses, we give them the bot and we say, here, just follow these tutorials and customize this. And then you've got the same bot as Grant Cardone or ManyChat or, our other clients.
Yeah.
But here's the real, and we're getting a little deeper, but here's what's really significant about chatbots is thinking about bots as a less about even the bots, more just about the interface and the form of communication. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of excitement, and rightfully so, around Google Voice and Alexa, right? It's this new channel. I say something, action happens, and something comes back.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And if you're washing the dishes, there's no better way to get things done than to go, Alexa, and then ask your question.
Wash the
Here's
dishes.
The reality. What's that?
Alexa, wash the dishes.
that model of Alexa will sell for a pretty penny, Paul. You might be onto something. But this, I mean, Alexa, find me the best, jet ski for under $4,000. You're literally going to take all day to get anything done.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reality of it is, if you think about what's Alexa and what's a chatbot, well, they're kind of the same experience in that they're programmed in such a way to, like, at its most basic level, it's a logic tree. If they do this, then do this, and they do this, then they do it, But the thing is that voice, while it has its advantages, washing the dishes, it has disadvantages in that it's very inefficient, that you're getting your information back very slowly, right? So it's like, okay, tell me about those jet skis. Looking up jet skis, right? Whereas if I have a chatbot, it could be, boom, which of these three categories? Boom, which of these, and I'm able to get things done a lot more streamlined and efficiently. So when I saw that, and everybody else was worried about 24-hour rules and all that kind of stuff, I just know I'm just going to build the best chatbots in the world and figure out. And here's the thing, is that if you have a business or you're starting a business, yes, I think you should have a bot for that business. But where I think, and why I think this webinar that Paul's going to tell you about in a minute, I think is going to really excite you, is that every business is going to have a bot in the next 5 to 10 years. It's not a question of if they're going to. It's just how soon are they going to do it, and how good is the one that they're going to get. So here we are. We've got this kind of land grab, and dude, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you this: our number one client. Right. And we don't do a lot of client work, but our number one client is a guy named Grant Cardone, who I'm sure you're familiar with. He's a kind of a speaker, author, kind of guy like that. Right. So we got paid nicely and here's the thing. He had a bot. He had a company that built a bot for him. Just because a company has a bot doesn't mean they won't hire you, because 99.9% of bots suck. Right.
Right.
So in fact, I think the best clients you could possibly get are people who already have bots. So take one client, and what a lot of people try to do, Paul, is they have like 24 clients and they're doing, I don't, that's not my style. I'd rather just, okay, we got a good one. How many millions of dollars can we make from this one client? That way I've got, one boss instead of many. So here's a company that most would have just, said, hey, they got a bot, let's go on to the next one. we build their bot, and then they go, well, you're really good at webinars. We built their webinar. Oh, you're really good at this, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And now, because I had something creative, I had something unique, I had this bot thing that I had, if I'd have just come to them and been like, I'm great at internet marketing and all things, and I can help you build a sale. No, it's like they got all that stuff, but they didn't have a good bot. And that was a foot in the door. And now it's a relationship that personally is going to be a seven-figure a year relationship for me. So it's not only something to grow your business or something you can do, to sell to other businesses, but it also is a great way to give yourself something unique. We're now looking of like, we're kind of picking and choosing of like, for our next bot, what celebrity do we want to do it for? And it's because we got this cool, unique thing. So I'm just plugging bots right now because it really is an exciting time. It is.
I'm just soaking it all up because I've known for 5 years I need a bot on my, like I say, I built one, but I didn't use it, and it was attached to one of my pages, and things were coming up, and then I kind of built one. Actually, you can build one inside of Facebook, can't you? Kind of. So I kind of built one inside of Facebook, which kind of dealt with a couple of things. But it doesn't, obviously it doesn't necessarily capture you an email list or anything, but it kind of does some automations for you. And I kind of built that one. And all this time I've been just thinking, well, okay, I obviously do need a bot because every single one of my funnels starts with an opt-in, right? And, guys, obviously the best place, I imagine, Matt will correct me if I'm wrong, to put your bot is either you collect it from a bot straight away, or if you're going to put it on your email list, put it on your thank you page and say, we'll send a reminder to your messenger, right?
All the above.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Landing pages, thank you pages. You just basically hook that thing in wherever the heck you can. We've got it waivers, and I don't know what industry average is, but I know it's not. We get for Grant's webinar that we built, that we integrated the bot into, we get about 55% attendance rate. Yeah. And that's much better than most people get. And a big part of the reason why is because we've got the bot integrated. So yeah, straight away, it's like, hang on. Hey, Paul, John, Matt, we're going live now, straight to your messenger. Oh, okay. You might miss the email, you might miss the odd thing. And I mean, I totally get it. I think, and the show up rates for things that are live specifically they matter, right? That's a lot of money in your business, potentially, because if you get more people turning up for the live experience, and that's just talking about webinars. I'm sure that it works for so many other things, right? For sure. Yeah. And because that's the number one question. Does it work for blank? Yeah. I mean, when I got into bots, I was just like, man, this bot thing's cool. I wonder what, and my life coach, who's a longtime mentor, they own a hair salon in Columbus, Ohio. And he said, would this work for a hair salon? So we built a bot with them, and they booked, in the very first month, they booked 100 new appointments using their bot. So like this can work for literally any type of business. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. So, I mean, what we're going to talk about now, guys, is Matt is going to be able to give you guys his bot. Now, he's agreed to do this. He didn't have to do this today. So what we'll do is we'll put a link to his webinar. It's just going to be below here, and you'll be able to go and sign up for that. And he's going to give you some training. He does have some higher ticket programs that you can enroll in after that if you want to, but you can obviously just take the training that he gives you, There's a ton of value. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For sure. So yeah, I just wanted you to who would this be a good fit for, and why should they sign up for that? I know this sounds general, but you're either somebody who's got a business, you're trying to figure out how to get more leads, how to make more sales, or how to scale, right? Yeah. And improve your support. It's kind of funny because that's why bots were originally invented, and us marketers have kind of turned it into the last use case, but obviously still a lot of value there. But if you're somebody who doesn't have a business and you're kind of looking for that idea or opportunity, I'll talk to you about how to get into the bot market, and even better than that, how to be able to make money from bots without having to build them. All right. Yeah. Give you the opportunity to basically utilize me and my products and services to jump into the industry. So doesn't matter if you got a business or you want one. If you're not interested in making money, it's probably not your thing, but anybody who would like to improve their well-being, I guess. It's not going to cure cancer, Paul, unfortunately, but bots can do a lot.
Eventually, yeah. And it's not going to do the dishes, but there you go. We're working on that one as well. But yeah, okay, guys. So there's a lot of people inside of in our group, okay, that use our Magic Affiliate Funnel, right? So what we do is we will create a bunch of videos and we will put them inside this funnel and we'll send them an email every single day. So I know the answer to this, but I am going to ask you, because this is the first thing people are going to ask me when they see this is, can we integrate the bot on every single, when we send out an email every day, letting them know day 1, day 2, day 3 of our Magic Affiliate Funnel, because we actually do 10 days.
Not even a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Not even difficult in the slightest bit.
Yeah.
And Paul, I'm going to tell you this. Okay. And when they get on the webinar, they'll see this at the end. And just so you guys know, it's a high value, high education from beginning to end. And at the end, I do talk about my product and services. But the thing that I want to mention is that I'm not sure how your thing works, but we also build our bot in such a way that's got hundreds of affiliate products from Amazon, ClickBank, JVZoo preloaded. So literally all you would have to do to integrate that with what you already do is take a link and put it in the email and it's integrated.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
And dude, and can I tell you some ninja stuff that nobody else does?
Yeah,
and I don't believe that nobody else does this. Okay.
Yeah.
So email's powerful, messenger's powerful, but when you pair the two together and make them work in sync, it's like magic, right?
Yeah,
so what we did is we figured out that when somebody, so say for example, they take this link, the link for the bot affiliate thing and put it into your affiliate emails, we figured out a way to capture their email when they click that and push their email into the bot. And then what happens is, because their email's in the bot and their email's over here, now the two are in sync. So if somebody clicks a link in the bot, you can send an email. If somebody clicks an email, you can send a bot message. Literally having the two working together. And that's like next level kind of stuff that like nobody else is doing. But when you get in there, it's like,
I thought I'd.
No, yeah, I don't know if anybody, maybe somebody's actually took it and run with it by now. I don't know, but that's in the last phase of our program, is all these kind of ninja things to really take it to the next level. So
fantastic.
But yeah, man, excited. This is cool. I'm really, this has been a lot of fun.
I could say thank you so much, but guys, in all honesty, right, I know, like, if Grant Cardone is using Matt's bot, like he says, and if he actually built ManyChat's bot, right, then who are you going to listen to, right? It's got to be Matt. So please, I'm going to be signing up for this, because I'm going to stop slapping myself on the hand, because it's getting
good.
It's starting to hurt, man. You know. So I want to get this implemented. So I'll be signing up for it as well. And guys, we've all got email lists. Anyone with an email list or anyone with any sort of marketing. I don't even know if you even have to have an email list to get started. You probably don't, right? So if if you haven't got started with an email list, you know, everybody seems to start their email list 2 years after they should have done. I'm holding my hand up here, right? and even if you haven't got that far, obviously get it's not complicated stuff. You need to kind of just know the mindset, the strategy, and like I say, go and check it out from the guy who's like basically given his bot to Grant Cardone, if I can say it correctly.
Give it to him.
I didn't meet Grant, but I saw him in an event in Birmingham. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, I just want to say thanks, man. And I really appreciate you taking your time today. It's been an honor and privilege. And I'm sure, again, you know, you're one of those dudes that I could talk to for hours, and I'm sure we could chew the fat on so many things.
We'll connect again. I did all the talking here, man. I want to learn more about you and everything that you do. And can we give them the URL? Are you able to give them what's the URL to go to? Yeah,
so the URL is going to be tubeimpact.com/bots. So it'll be just below here. It'll be in the description. It'll appear on the screen. But yeah, go to tubeimpact.com/bots. And that's your URL for the exclusive webinar that Matt's putting on for us. So yeah, go to that. You'll be able to sign up, and we're just finalizing the times and that. So yeah, obviously just go and click it. You'll see when the time is, and then you can go and sign up, and I'll see you there as well. So yeah. But was there anything last thing you wanted to add or anything?
I don't think so, man. If they've listened this far, then obviously they're smart. You know, they're a marketer. They know how to listen to people who, you know, are obviously going out and finding the new stuff, the cool stuff, and just, you know, when you come in and you watch the training, just have an open mind and recognize that I was just telling Paul, I went until 2021 before I even started a YouTube channel. So I am not a social media person. And as I'll explain on the training, I don't even like technology. No. So just don't exclude yourself if you're like, you know, it sounds too techie to me. I don't like computers. I don't do that. I don't do social media. I don't do any of that stuff. So just know that when we say it's something that anybody can do, it'll be proved to you. Just make sure to give it a fair shot.
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, because it's got the term bot and it's got that kind of that techie word attached to it, which is the term that we all use. And it's just that one extra step you need to put in your business. But this is one of those extra steps that's going to make a dramatic difference. And I don't use one, and I know this. And the reason I don't use one is because I've hurt my hand slapping it, right? Because I've known this for ages. So I'll be implementing it. But yeah, cool. Guys, go and sign up. You've obviously got the link. But I just want to say thanks again, Matt. And yeah, it's been a pleasure and a privilege having you on the show, man. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.
Rock and roll. Later, guys.